Yo, what's going on today, guys? It is Rikar here coming at you with a Tormented Demons guide for noobs. I have seen way too many people making this Slayer task or grind to get the Tormented Synapses way too complicated. I am a person that likes simplicity, and I swear I had to go to so many different guides, watch so many different people, and be like, what is going on here? Because this is not as complicated as they're making it. And let's jump into the gear before we actually talk about the actual mechanics of fighting these things. So as we're looking at our gear here, we have a pretty standard Slayer setup. You can see I have 28 more of them to kill here, just using my red Slayer helm, fire cape, Fang. You can use Arclight if you want. I kind of found I was going through charges really fast throughout this whole task. So if you have a lot of charges, use it. But to be honest, I didn't find the Fang to be much worse at all, especially for an Arclight supposed to be better on demons. I don't know if it's because their defensive stats are high or whatnot, but I had a lot of positive feedback, and just when I was timing things up, the Fang worked really well. Then I just have Bandos, Dragon Boots, Barrow's Gloves, Berserker Ring, Dragon Defender, and Torture Amulet, and then Rada's Blessing for a little extra prayer bonus. So very simple melee setup here. You can have worse gear, you can have better gear. This is just what I'm running with. It's a pretty mid-tier setup for most people, so I think this is a good place to start for noobs. And then for Tormented Demons, you always have to have a switch. And with this, I went with a really mid-game setup here. I've done both the blowpipe and the Bofa, and honestly, I like using the Bofa more, but the blowpipe can be more efficient, to be honest. And I found you can extend your trips a little bit more with the blowpipe if you do get lucky with some good RNG on the spec. But very, very simple here. We just have Carol's top and bottom, Ava's Assembler, Necklace of Anguish, Toxic Blowpipe. Super easy switches. Anyone can do it. And then what we're running in the inventory, we got Super Combat Potion, we have a Ranging Potion, and then we just have a couple Prayer Pots here, some Shark. We also are going to be using Thralls. If you don't have Thralls, this is absolutely not necessary, but there is one mechanic in the Tormented Demons that having a Thrall up for is very useful and can make kills faster for you. So it's really RNG based, but I'll show you it. It doesn't hurt. It helps the kills out just a little bit. So if you don't have them, just throw in some extra food. I guess before we jump into the actual fighting of the demons, I should show you guys how to get there. And I just use house teleports. I go to and use someone else's house. So I'll just go right over here. For anyone that doesn't know, you can do this. You just go and talk to this thing, go to their house, and you only need a games necklace at the end of the day, but I just found this is easier because I can use their portal and I can go Tears of Guthix here. So if you guys haven't seen it before, click on this, Tears of Guthix. Most people have at this point, but if you're like me and have came back into the game in the last couple of years after not playing for a while, it's kind of important to know these little things. My construction's almost there. Soon it'll be my house, but I actually have it banked currently. I just have been really lazy on it, to be honest. So we're gonna go down here, attract this thing, travel into the chasm. And once these guys drop you off, you just click over here, climb up this wall. If you guys remember from the quest, that's how you get there. It's super simple. Once we get into the cavern here, I'll show you where I like to go kill them. All right, guys, we just entered the cavern. Once you're in here, there's a ton of places you can go. Almost every single one of these at the end of it, every one of these, let's call them hallways or caves, there's going to be a Tormented Demon or 2 or 3. So personally, if you're just starting, I would definitely search for one that just has 1, because if you do misclick on a second one, these are all multi-zones and you're going to get absolutely destroyed. You have to run away and reset the aggro, and they full regen every single time. So that's really unfortunate when that happens. But it looks like we are in a pretty busy world. So I'm actually going to show you my favorite backup spot, which has multiple here, but it's really easy. There's the one in the back over here that spaces out pretty well. So I'll show you guys how to kill him over here. All right, now we're about to start the fight here, guys. Let's talk about the simplest way to do this. Obviously, they have different prayers above their head. Very simple. Don't use melee when it's praying melee. Don't use magic when it's praying magic.
No shit.
We don't have a magic switch here. If you want to do magic or range or whatnot, you can choose your style. But we're going melee and ranged here. And the reason why I like doing that is because obviously the magic thrall is the most effective one, and we don't have to worry about protect from magic unless the one mechanic that we like about the thralls is when these guys lose 25% of their health. So when we hit the 25% mark, they are going to switch their prayer every 25% until it dies. So if somehow we get to 20, or let's say we get to 76% and that 1% ticks over from the thrall hit, we automatically get to go to protect for magic, and we can just keep using the same switch we have, so we don't have to switch. Ideally, it happens when we're staying in melee, because melee is a little bit quicker than range that I have found. So let's jump into a kill, and let's explain this a little bit for you guys as we're going along. All right, we're gonna pot up, and we're gonna drop a shark, and since we got a range, we're gonna throw on our range. We're gonna throw on our prayers here. So this thing is going to give you 3 different attack styles every time you do it. So it's RNG. It really is. So for me, I like to start with protect from range for when I'm at distance. And if I see it run over to me, I'm going to protect melee, because every single time that's going to be melee. So I saw that it was melee, and I saved myself a little bit there. So we're just going to attack it here until we run out, or until we get to 25%. All right, this is the worst kill ever. Blowpipe, hello. There we go. We're getting some hits now. All right, perfect. Switch. Yep, there we go. All right, now we're switching. I just realized I didn't cast my thrall, so that was stupid of me. But like I said, you don't have to have it if you don't have them. All right, this is the mechanic. Every time it casts a spell, it's going to switch the attack style, and you have to run away. So that is the one mechanic of this fight that you have to get done, or your trips are going to be very short. And the number one thing is it's a random chance what it's going to switch to after it. So it's not always going to be consistent. It's going to be something different, but you can eliminate 2 of the options every single time you're going to get attacked, because you know right now it's using range. So it can't be range, and we got to run away. And then so I'm going to go melee. Oh, it was melee. Great. So my 2 options there were melee or mage, and I guess they're right, thankfully. So there's a kill for you. Super simple. The drops are honestly really bad unless you get one of the big boy drops, aka the Tormented Synapse at this point. But we'll do another kill here for you and run you through it one more time. So we're going to remember to cast our thrall this time. We're in melee already, so we're going to throw that up. We're going to throw our prayers on here. Protect from melee to see if we get lucky. We got lucky again, boys. Let's go. So we're going to wait till the 25% mark. As you can see here, we are absolutely shredding them. I do have max combat here, essentially, but I think anyone that has above like 85 should be fine. Other than that, you probably shouldn't be doing this. We're doing our switch here. I ran out of prayer because I'm a noob. And get back to that. Drink up another dose. All right, we're going to get that special real soon here, and we're going to have to step away once we see it go into there. Another way to make it easy, you have your chat open here. It literally says a demon spell trapped you, and so it's able to tell. All right, it's range. That's the only time you're really going to take damage on these, is that in-between phase right after the special attack, because you have to guess it. And if you don't guess correctly, you're automatically going to take damage every time unless it splashes on you. So other than that, if you do everything else perfectly, you don't really got to worry. I just realized my shark just freaking went away. Whatever. It'll be a little bit shorter trip. But we're going to do our swap here. Our thrall went away, but we're about to kill him, so I'm not going to worry. Let's hit the spec. Maybe we can hit another good one like we did earlier. Run away. It's going to melee, it looks like, because it chased us. Dead. So that is killing Tormented Demons. I think I covered just about everything here. There's so many guides out there that want you to do some really complex switches with like Doroks and stuff like that. And I personally find that if you just want to play the game chill, this is the easiest way to do it. Not everything has to be min-max in RuneScape. Something like this, yes, you can get a couple extra kills if you use special attacks of certain weapons when their shield drops, and I don't even worry about that. To be honest, like, once he does his special attack, if you can remember to spec, it's very useful, because that's probably the one time that their shield's down and it's most effective. But at the end of the day, like, Is that going to really make that big of a difference? No. We're killing these as simple as possible. We're not worrying about the min-max here. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure you do drop a like on the video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.